Johnny Depp appeals court ruling.
Jeffree Star accuser paid off.
Kardashians face major backlash.
All of that and a lot more, but first make sure you smash that like button because it really helps us out.
But with that out of the way, this is InformOverload and welcome to the weekly roundup.
Let's go.
Oh yeah.
If you recall, we covered a story regarding a nurse from Salem, Oregon who had been suspended from her job for mocking COVID precautions on TikTok. Mask wearing, social distancing, and limiting social interactions have all become a part of life around the world. However, this nurse from Salem gained a ton of criticism for completely disregarding any and all COVID precautions. Although after being suspended and placed on leave, she has now lost her job as a nurse altogether. Ashley worked in the oncology department but was given the boot after posting videos where she claimed to be still traveling, not wearing a mask, and allowing her kids to have playdates. According to BuzzFeed, Ashley is also prohibited from practicing as a nurse until further notice by the state's nursing board. Ashley signed an interim order by consent that prohibits her from practicing as a registered nurse or even functioning as a caregiver in any capacity for an unspecified amount of time. It is also important to note that the order was signed voluntarily and will remain in effect until the board decides she can practice nursing again. But with that, let's head over to Mackenzie, who has an Emma Stone pregnancy rumor.
It seems that a movie announcement might have just outed the secret that Emma Stone is pregnant. It started when Collider posted an article announcing that Emma, along with other members of the Spider-Man franchise, might be coming back to all be in the same movie, with the article saying, quote, "Just like Jamie Foxx's Electro, Andrew Garfield will be back, and if Sony/Marvel can close a deal with Tobey Maguire, he'll be back too. Kirsten Dunst will return as MJ, and I expect Emma Stone to reprise her role as Gwen Stacy, pregnancy permitting." And that last part has shocked fans because there has been no real proof that she might be pregnant until now, other than the fact that she turned heads while wearing an oversized green cardigan while out in October. Also, some fans on Twitter were even shocked to hear that she was even married because she's so incredibly private about her personal life. But after that bombshell was dropped in the interview, it seems that her and Dave McCary might have their first child on the way. Now over to Brie's Corner.
Thanks guys. Okay friends, I need you to take everything you know about romance movies, crumple them up, and throw them away. Just yeet that into the bin because the defining moment in cinema history has come and it's changing everything. This is the time of year that romance movies are really getting more popular. Cuffing season is over and now begins a season of love. Cuddling up with your significant other, watching some romance, whether it's cheesy Hallmark movies or something a little more saucy. But this year the sauce level is getting turned up to the spiciest level and it's finger licking good. KFC and Lifetime have teamed up to make a mini romance movie starring Mario Lopez as Colonel Sanders called A Recipe for Seduction. Move over 50 Shades, 365 Days, don't know her. Colonel Sanders is here to butter your biscuit and offer a side of gravy, if you know what I'm saying. The 15-minute film is described as, quote, full of mystery, suspense, deception, foul play, and at the heart of it all, love and fried chicken. The trailer dropped this week and people were super confused. Some thought that this was a joke and many people just did not see this coming. I don't know how you could be prepared for something like this. But it was confirmed by Lifetime to be a real thing and is going to premiere on Lifetime this Sunday, December 13th at 12 p.m. Eastern and will be available to stream online after it's released for those who want to watch this crispy masterpiece. The film is also being used as a promotion with Uber Eats for a limited time, so if you and your loved one are looking for a dinner and a movie type of night, this is the thing for you. The film advertises that the Colonel, quote, has a secret recipe that's going to change the world. We've seen sexy incarnations of the Colonel in the past, but none like this. And honestly, I don't know if I'm happy or nervous about what this film is going to bring. We shall see. Now on to some monolith news. This monolith conspiracy has been taking over the world for the past few weeks, and the story just keeps on getting juicier. A couple of days ago, I told you guys about this former space program leader in Israel who revealed to us that aliens are real, and I toyed with the idea that perhaps these monoliths are the aliens' attempt at first contact. Well, since then there have been some, albeit disappointing, developments after an artist has come forward to take responsibility for one of the monoliths found. So far we've seen these strange metal things popping up in places like Utah, Romania, California, the Netherlands, Colombia, and the Isle of Wight in England. Well, out of those that I've mentioned, the one that has been claimed is the one from the Isle of Wight. British designer Tom Dunford claimed responsibility for the monolith in England, saying that he did it, quote, purely for fun. He told sources that after seeing the first two monoliths pop up in Utah and Romania, he decided to have a go at making one of his own, and so he did. His monolith is located on Compton Beach, and he's left it for people to admire and take pictures with. In comparison to the other monoliths that have been found, Tom's has a completely mirrored finish, whereas that from Romania is covered in interlocking circles, and the one from Utah has a brushed metal finish. Now, just because he's claimed responsibility for this monolith doesn't mean I'm ready to abandon hope for the others being of extraterrestrial origin. Like I said in one of my previous videos, I think that these monoliths could have been created as one of the first stages of human-alien interaction. So what if, and please hear me out on this one, what if this is the exact response that the aliens were looking for? They gave us these models to see what we would do with them, and they watched us become curious and then mimic the design. We could be learning from them without even realizing it. This could be a sign of peace between us, and they could be getting ready to come down and greet us. I know that there would be a number of other rational explanations for the rest of these monoliths, but from my standpoint, I'm ready to accept that this is from the Galactic Federation. But what do you guys think from your chat? Is it aliens or am I just crazy? Now back to you guys in the studio.
Thanks for that, Brie. Now into some feel-good news. I couldn't wait to share this story with you all because it's not only a touching story, but will end up helping a lot of people as well. A college student with a desire to alleviate his father's suffering from PTSD has invented a revolutionary app that could save lives. Tyler's father, Patrick, is a US Army commander with PTSD, and for a long time he has been suffering from truly debilitating night terrors. Patrick served in Iraq in 2007, and once arriving home, the only thing that could help him from having these severe night terrors was alcohol and pills. Although, as we all know, this can be extremely damaging as well, and thus his life slowly began to fall apart. Patrick told NPR through tears that he had pretty much lost everything. His house, his job, everything went. During a college event called Hackathon, his son Tyler set out to find a way that he could help his father. He and a team programmed a smartwatch to actually be able to detect the onset of night terrors based on the user's heart rate and movement. The app then creates enough of a stimulus via vibration that it pulls them out of the deep REM cycle and allows their sleep to continue unaffected. When speaking about his new watch, Tyler's father said, "It was night and day when I put that watch on and it started working. The vibrations," he says, "were little miracles." What's even more amazing is that an investor purchased the rights to the app called Nightwear, and the FDA has actually just approved it. The app will work collaboratively with Apple Watches and will soon be available by prescription. Great work, Tyler, and to Patrick, we thank you for your service. And now over to Mackenzie for some Kardashian drama.
If you guys follow the Kardashians like me, then you know that their annual Christmas Eve party is one of the biggest Hollywood events of the year, with only the A-list friends of the Kardashians getting an invite. But Khloe just revealed that the annual party is cancelled due to COVID and the record number of cases in their area. It was confirmed on Twitter when one fan asked Khloe, quote, "Did you guys already take your yearly Christmas pictures yet?" Khloe then responded, "We have not done anything, no Christmas photos and no Christmas Eve party this year. COVID has taken over." Then another fan asked if she was going to be the one to host the party this year, and Khloe responded, quote, "The COVID cases are getting out of control in CA, so we decided that we're not doing a Christmas Eve party this year. It's the first time we will not be having a Christmas Eve party since 1978, I believe. Health and safety first though. Taking this pandemic seriously is a must." And although I'm sure they care about keeping their families safe, I'm sure public outrage played a part in this too, because of all the backlash the family got for vacationing on a private island in October, showing their obvious privilege to be able to do such a thing. And just so you can get an idea of how epic that these parties are, last year's party cost roughly $558,000. But if you think that's a lot, that's literally nothing compared to the $1.6 million that the family spent on their 2018 party. And I just truly have no words for the amount of money that they spend on their parties. Like, that is really something. Now over to sports and science with Jared.
If you thought science wasn't cool before, well, you better put on that thinking cap and think again. Mine's right here. Odds are you know that airplanes burn a lot of fuel to get so high up in the sky. For me personally, there's other options, but for airplanes, it's just fuel. Or so we thought. Scientists from the Massachusetts Institute of Technology conducted a study led by Stephen Barrett describing how the future of flight should look more like what we see in Star Trek and not a plane with propellers. Pretty cool. The aircraft prototype was created from 2016 until 2018 and has a wingspan of about 5 meters or 16.5 feet and weighs about 5.4 pounds. This plane's wings now have thin electrodes running across them. The front also has thin wires charged at 20,000 positive volts, and the back is equipped with a curved surface known as an aerofoil, which is charged with 20,000 negative volts. You put those two together and we got ourselves an electric field. Science! Now things get a little confusing here, but pretty much the front electrons are removed from the nitrogen molecules in the air to produce ions, which is like an electric particle or molecule. As they head toward the back of the plane, they produce what's called an ionic wind, which gives the plane a thrust. Science! As Barrett explained, I quote, "The basic idea is that if you ionize air, which means removing an electron from it, you can accelerate the air with an electric field, like the force you get if you rub a balloon on your head." Of the 10 test flights conducted thus far, the plane was able to fly about 200 feet in 12 seconds with a thrust efficiency of 2.6%. However, they explained as the speed increases, so does the system. As of now, they're continuing to test things out and don't expect our travels to include these fuelless airplanes anytime soon. As Barrett explained, I quote, "I don't know yet whether you'll see large aircrafts carrying people anytime soon, but obviously I'd be very excited if that was the case." Science! Sorry guys, I get excited about science. But we got some sports too. In the sports world, we got some exciting news as breakdancing is now an official Olympic sport. The International Olympic Committee decided to add the sport officially to the 2024 Games in Paris in hopes of attracting a younger audience. Skateboarding, sport climbing, and surfing have also been added, but will make their debut at the Summer Olympics in Tokyo, which is expected to open on July 23rd, 2021, obviously due to our pandemic. The sport is officially going to be called breaking, as it was originally referred to back in the 70s when it was created out of New York. Paris organizers proposed the idea a couple of years ago after they received positive feedback from the trials at the 2018 Youth Olympics in Buenos Aires. It's definitely great to see the Olympics expanding their horizons in regards to what they consider a medal-worthy sport, and I'm definitely excited to see the world's best breaking it down. If you guys want more sports-related content, come say hi on my personal channel. I love sports. I cover mostly fighting stuff and football and soccer and whatever else you guys want. So come say hi. Back to you guys at the studio.
Thanks for that, Jared. Now, the High Court has announced its decision in November after Depp sued the Sun's publisher UK media outlet News Group newspapers over their 2018 article. The article was titled, "Gone Potty, How Can J.K. Rowling Be Genuinely Happy Casting Wife-Beater Johnny Depp in the New Fantastic Beasts Film?" Pretty inflammatory, but it still ran. Despite Johnny Depp repeatedly denying all claims that he had beaten his wife Amber Heard, Mr. Justice Nichol of the High Court ruled that the article was substantially true. On November 25th, Depp attempted to appeal the decision but was denied as the judge explained that he did not consider the proposed grounds of the appeal to have a reasonable prospect of success. The judge also ruled that Depp must pay over £600,000 to NGN to cover their legal fees. Although Justice Nichol did give Depp until December 7th to apply directly to the Court of Appeal, and the actor has actually followed through with this. His grounds for appeal are still unclear and he will have to wait for approval, but this is a step in the right direction. Johnny Depp's solicitor Jenny Affia said that the High Court's initial ruling was as perverse as it is bewildering, adding, "The judgment is so flawed that it would be ridiculous for Mr. Depp not to appeal this decision." And indeed it would be. But with that though, let's head over to our lead story with Mackenzie.
So now we have some very serious Jeffree Star news that honestly just proves exactly what kind of person that he is. New documents that were leaked shows that Jeffree Star paid one of his accused $45,000 to retract their statement to news outlet Insider as they were doing an expose on multiple people that had spoken out against Jeffree. Months earlier, Insider reported that Gage Arthur, who goes by Arthur, accused Jeffree of performing non-consensual sex on him at Jeffree's home in 2009 while Arthur was intoxicated. Arthur also said that Jeffree allegedly used a tasing device to shock him hours before, and there were multiple witnesses who saw that take place that were also speaking to Insider. But from the check, it seems that Arthur made a deal to retract his statement to Insider, with gossip blog StickyDrama.com now sharing documents that prove that Arthur received $45,000 4 days after he told Insider that he was retracting his statements against Jeffree. There were even DM conversations leaked that showed that Arthur also contacted the witnesses, telling them to retract their statements for $10,000. And the check was paid out by Scott C. Andrews, which is the same name of Jeffree's CFO at Jeffree Star Cosmetics, linking the whole thing back to Jeffree. The legal agreement states, quote, Arthur would be paid $25,000 for signing the agreement. Then it says Arthur would be paid an additional $25,000 if Business Insider does not publish the article about Mr. Star within 3 months. Then Arthur would get another $20,000 for contacting Insider's other sources and getting them to recant. I'm not sure if there are going to be any legal repercussions for this, as Arthur did sign Jeffree's agreement, but wow, I had no idea just how dark of a past that Jeffree had, and the fact that he still probably won't get cancelled after this is insane. I mean, I hope we do, but like, I just feel like so much has come out about him. It's like, are we even surprised at this point? I was really not surprised when I saw this article, honestly.
I'm just surprised that there were receipts. That's shocking.
True, you'd think he could like cover his tracks a little better.
Yeah, but Jeffree's been an issue since MySpace.
Oh yeah.
And if you've been around long enough and you've seen him on MySpace, then you will be like, this comes to no surprise.
Yeah, you already know what's up. I feel like all his issues are literally because of MySpace. Not all, but most.
He definitely built himself a foundation of a bad reputation from there on. You know what I mean? He's shifted it over the years, but I think this grave is pretty deep at this point.
Very.
For lack of a better way to explain it.
Yeah.
With that though, let's check out some of your comments from our last weekly roundup.
Zahida Sultana says the hacker isn't Swiftie at all. As a Swiftie, we don't claim him. He did it for his Snapchat. Very valid. He's probably not. I feel like everything he said was just like trolling, but Yeah.
Wasn't very swifty though.
Wasn't very swift at all.
Wasn't very swift at all. Samantha Carver says, when Jared said a new telescope, I thought he said a Nutelloscope.
Recently discovered nearly 3 million galaxies in a record-breaking time using a powerful new telescope.
Go to around 635 and listen to it. Yeah, that was pretty funny, Jared. And what was the other one?
Trillion square kilometer array pathfinder, also known as the ASCAP.
Every time you said ASCAP, I died.
ASCAP, yeah.
ASCAP.
Oh my god, Jared has so many.
We love Jared. Jared kills
That's
us.
why we keep him around.
Just for the lulz.
Literally. Then Kidder Creator says, Johnny looking very Pulp Fiction today. I just wanted to say thank you for a great video and helping me keep my mind off my father who's in hospital. You're all stars in my eyes and fabulous people. Love you kids.
Thank you so much, and we hope that your father's doing okay now.
Yeah, so sorry to
wish
hear
him all
about
the
that.
best. Speedy recovery. Riley Martin says, honestly, I love when you guys do a weekly roundup video. Inform Overload is the best. I just read it like you were
We like
super
to think
excited.
so.
But yeah.
How else can you say that other than like,
Yeah.
excited, right?
Can you imagine if I said it in just such a dry tone?
Oh yeah. And then our king Renell says, first like, comment, and view.
As always.
Literally, we love you, Renell. You're always here. You're literally always first.
We love
Literally.
you.
Yeah, you're the best.
But for now, that has been the weekly roundup. I've been one of your hosts, Johnny Rogers.
And I'm Mackenzie Smith.
And until next time, you stay classy.
Bye, guys. The fact that that nurse one is even a story is just
Yeah.
the world. That is all.
That it pulls them out of the deep REM sleep cycle. Jesus Christ.
No, it's a lot.
more
It's a lot of words.
time.
Big words.
Yeah, one more time. We got it. The app then creates enough of a stimulus.
COVID is taken? What? Got some banter?
Oh yes, I need to make bloopers now. Ha 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 ha.
Whoopsie. Whoops.
I know that is going into the bloopers. I just know it. I know it. I see you. I know. Offer a side of gravy if you know what I'm saying.
Okay, I'll still let them know.
Let them know the
Just so you guys know, I'm wearing a Leafs hat, but for lighting reasons, you know, when I wear it like this, it covers the eyes, you can't see my face. I know you guys are so obsessed with my gorgeous face! Enough joking around here, time to talk about science. If you thought science, what? Oh, gotta do the AirPods, I always forget, bro. It's like I'm talking.
Oh, I was about to warn you and then I just forgot because you started doing like, yeah.
It took everything in me not to thrust when I said that. Like, I just want to there's 2.6%. Who will make their debut at the Summer Olympics in Tokyo, which is expected to be open. I was like, I had so much saliva building up that I wanted to just say the words without swallowing, and it just didn't work out. Back to the studio, you guys. Back to you guys at the studio. Suck at my job.